Hi, this is Teresa. Today I'm going to be talking about the new diet I'm starting. Trixie wants to talk too. The Essential AIP Cookbook by Louise and Jeremy Hindor. It's the first cookbook that I found that really made that diet make sense. I have studied the paleo and the keto and the this and the that, and none of it really made sense. I've studied the anti-inflammatory, and for some reason there was something about the way this book was written. It just clicked with me. So I am starting this. The diet suggests you do it's an AIP elimination diet, and you do it for 30 to 90 days to give your body a chance to heal, and then you slowly reintroduce the foods. I started this week. This is the meal plan that I came up with for this week, and the stars on it, or the little flowers, are the meals that I adhere to the plan. Having the cookbooks is just one step. My dog's in a very playful mood tonight, and that's what we keep hearing. So having the meal plan for what I need to eat every day, this has been very tricky for me always. I'm pretty good at figuring it out for a day, but figuring it out for the week. I have been using cashew milk for 2 years. I had a dietitian that first diagnosed me with my MTHFR CT677 genetic mutation, who said this was healthy. On the autoimmune protocol diet, nuts aren't allowed. Initially, they're not allowed. So I'm having to transition from my cashew milk and to coconut milk. So I got some coconut milk, but I got to looking at it in my cookbook, and it's got a handy little page here where it tells you a rundown of the foods that are and aren't allowed. Some of the foods not allowed are eggs, nuts, seeds, including cocoa, coffee, and seed-based spices. Now, I don't drink coffee and never have, but most people do, and they never want to give it up. But to be on this diet, you need to give up coffee. No nightshades, which are tomatoes, eggplants, potatoes, white potatoes, peppers. And that one really struck me as hard, not the bell peppers, because I had already knew that nightshade, but I didn't realize that that included black pepper. So that was kind of a, I have to give up pepper on my food for initially 30 to 60 days. No alcohol, which, you know, any diet's going to say that, but if you're trying to heal your body, it really needs to be no alcohol. No NSAIDs, which are like aspirin, ibuprofen, which is a good thing. I use Tylenol when I need to. No stevia, no emulsifiers or thickeners like guar gum or carrageenan, which is what brings me to this coconut milk that I just brought into the house for this diet. It's got carrageenan in it. Yes, exactly spelled exactly the same, carrageenan. So this coconut milk that I thought was going to be allowed isn't. It's probably got a lot of other things in it that's not allowed, like xanthan gum, I don't think is allowed. Guar gum, I'm betting that stuff's not allowed because that's sweeteners. Honey, believe it or not, is allowed, but that's about the only thing I've seen that is allowed, and not very much of it. I have already cleared out 2 bags and 1 box of food that I'm not allowed to eat for the next 30 to 90 days. And I have another batch here that I'm thinking is not allowed, like my mustards. I knew that mustard seed wasn't allowed, and for some reason it didn't dawn on me that mustard isn't allowed because of the seeds. I did hear that Amazon is supposed to have a seed-free mustard coming out this month that will be AIP friendly, so I'm going to check that out and see if it's out yet. And this is something I'm going to have to get in the habit of, is checking all my labels. And I don't really do that. I don't even do my own shopping because I do have an autoimmune disease. I have lupus as well as the aforementioned genetic mutation. So to help me get through and conserve my energy to do the things I want to do, I have someone else do my shopping. And I use Instacart, and they don't always bring me exactly what I ask. I have to really watch it like a hawk. And that's just going to make using that service a little bit more difficult. So I think I will have to actually start getting some ingredients myself, but I haven't quite figured out yet what those are going to be. So the ingredients in this Annie's balsamic vinaigrette, which was supposed to be balsamic vinegar, that's where I was getting at with the Instacart. I asked for balsamic vinegar, and this is what they gave me. So it's got expelled pressed canola oil. I don't think that's allowed. Stone ground mustard, I know is not allowed. So brand new bottle of dressing has to go in the get rid of pile. And these are the two dressings that I already had in the house. This one has avocado oil, which is allowed, lemon juice, concentrate, salt, garlic, sunflower oil. That's the thing that's going to make this one not work on the diet, because sunflower is a seed, I do believe. Xanthan gum is in it too, which would make it, I believe, not allowed. And the last one is an apple thyme dressing that I almost have empty. It's got the canola oil. I'd have to check, but I'm guessing that that is not allowed. Even though this is gluten-free and vegetarian, no artificial ingredients, no preservatives. So normally this would be a healthy dressing. It's got black pepper, therefore, and ground mustard, so therefore not allowed. So it's like every 2 days I find more stuff that I have to push out of my house. I'm working on it. So this whole week has been about the transition. I hope that by Monday, this is Friday, I hope by Monday I'm going to be ready to start this thing in earnest. I've got some dinner work next week, and I'm expecting to be too wigged out by that to cook for 2 days. So I have to do some pre-made food to get me through those 2 days, and it probably needs to be something easy to eat. So I've got to do my food plan to include that for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And then on Sunday, I have some people coming over, and we're going to do a healthy potluck. Well, I know even though it's healthy potluck, they're going to have all sorts of stuff in their food that I'm not going to be able to eat. So I have to make myself a full meal for myself at the potluck and not touch anyone else's. And it feels kind of rude, but I think that they will understand. You know, this is a very stringent elimination diet. The more questionable matter will be, will I be able to resist the temptation of trying them? And I might justify it by saying, hey, it's Sunday, I don't officially begin until Monday, and allow myself to do that. I haven't decided yet, but Monday when it starts, I really want to be getting a flour on all of my meals. The way I'm eating right now is I don't really eat until about 10 o'clock. I'm not really doing intermittent fasting, but I'm not that hungry first thing in the morning. I work out. I get up about 7 to get to the gym about 7:45, and I come home about 10, and somewhere between 10 and 11 I like to have my first meal. And I'm honestly, I don't even really get hungry until then. Now, to begin with, I did, but I have been eating kind of a healthier diet, but not this diet. And I kind of got the bad food out of my system. I gave up Coca-Cola 9 months ago, last April. So, in about 3 weeks ago, I gave up McDonald's altogether. Those were my weaknesses. And if I was upset or just too tired to cook, I ran to McDonald's. And it just clicked with me one day, just like it did with the Coke almost a year ago, that I didn't want to have it anymore. I'm staying away from that. I'm still eating out, and that is something that is going to be very difficult on this diet. But I've been kind of asking around, and I know like at Outback, I can go and ask for no pepper on my steak. Now then, the risk is that they say we'll put no pepper on it, but they will back in the kitchen. So honestly, the first 30 days is probably going to be that I need to not eat out. I need to take control of the food that's going into my body by taking control of my kitchen. Once I start reintroducing food, I will probably start with pepper and maybe be able to go out to eat a little bit. So my goals for this next week is to get my meal plan fully written out for the week with what recipes from my 2 cookbooks that I want to cook. And I usually will do like a day of cooking in order to get me 2 or 3 days. And I want to batch cook stuff to get me through that 2 days when I don't think I'm going to feel good enough to actually cook.